It's strange that I hadn't read it before, but I've read it a couple of times lately. That the people who talk about dying, they say the people who feel that they've said the things they've had to say, death is quite easy. This is where some of these concepts in photography, when I say, well, they go beyond photography. It's a way of life, you know? Searching, to me, is everything. Going beyond what I am. These things that I have experienced through my work have really enlarged my life. They've given me tremendous inner strength. I don't doubt the direction I'm going in. And no matter where it takes me, it doesn't involve this fear of change, any change. Because there's no growth without change. When I first went to New York, I set my mind on becoming a concert singer, and I met theatrical people who were connected with the first music box. Two of the leading dancers lived in this place, the second boarding house that I lived in. And they asked me if I wanted to try out for the chorus, and because they were paying very well, $75 a week. That was the cheapest anyone got in the show. And that was good at that time, and very good for me. And so when I got in the chorus, it was the musical show in the country at the time. John Steele was leading tenor, and I wanted to become understudy, so I just learned the part by standing in the wings. One night I came with no warning at all. John Steele isn't here. And I hadn't had any orchestra rehearsal. It was a real test because the critics were out there, and it went all right. And I was very successful in music, and it was very exciting. And it was just prior to that I married my first wife. So we went to Paris, and there was a period in which I studied music. Living in Paris, I became very, very excited with the fact that the Impressionists and Post-Impressionists were able, through knowledge of color and light, to go forward and backward. And actually, I think that's what triggered my interest in photography. So I bought a camera, and I just continued taking pictures all the time I was studying. And it was just a great pleasure to take pictures. There was no plan to make it a career or anything. And they were really snapshot pictures anyway. But I was still studying music, and that I thought would be my career. Then the crash came, 1929. And I had to go back because the money was running out. So that was a sad period. But then after that, we got divorced. The photography went on. And I met Edna, and then everything went on the up. It was funny, all the time that I was married to my first wife, where we were living really pretty luxuriously, traveling to Europe 2 and 3 times, all that time I was insecure. I didn't find any security really till I married Ed, and I knew that we were working for ourselves. We would go places where I could photograph and then just added the picnic as a bonus.
One of the earliest and most profound experiences I had was on a walk with Dad, when I was very wrapped up in my own personal concerns. Schoolwork wasn't going well. I wasn't feeling very good about myself. He walked along just listening to my sputterings, and then he stopped, and he put his hands on my shoulders and said, "Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Now listen to the forest breathe." We took one long trip all the way up to Canada, and that was fantastic.
That was a good trip.
And you found this lovely, serene-looking place that you wanted to put me down into. And that was one of the most miserable experiences. Child in the forest.
It's probably, full of bugs, right?
No, it was dry redwood needles all underneath. And I was crying, I was cold.
Remember the time that we were in the desert and you needed me for scale because of the cacti? And you had me standing against a cactus and it got so hot I fainted and you brought me to and propped me up again? Remember? That's the truth. That is the truth, as I may be struck.
My family complained 10 times as much.
That's what we're saying. But we weren't being paid either.
They really do.
I know.
I never had a model complain, even one that sat down in poison ivy.
I know, darling.
Your favorite line is, "Relax, damn it, relax."
Well, if I sensed a picture, and pictures just don't come along easily, and it involves a little discomfort on a member of my family, and I know that nothing's going to harm them, I concentrate on that picture. For some reason, I had a very close relationship with my model. I could thoroughly enjoy the beauty of the sensual body, and I'm sure it aroused erotic ideas in my mind. If in the back of my mind I was thinking, well, we're going to photograph a while, and then we'll have, a nice little session of sex, I'd never on earth keep my mind on the picture. Fortunately, Edna and I have a marvelous relationship. I mean, if you got a real good relationship, don't knock it.
I don't think Wynn would have ever gotten stuck in one style. As soon as he started repeating himself, it was time to go on to do something else. His color period was fantastic. I mean, oh, we had little pieces of this and that all over, you know, and he would sit in a room and when he finds something, come, everybody, come, look.
I was using light for what light was to me, not lighting up something, you know, like this. But it would be light refracted off of pieces of crystal. This glass was made for the Palomar telescope, but it cracked up during the making of it, and they just let me go out and take it. And I discovered that by taking pieces of 8 or 10 layers of glass in which few little pieces might be put on top, and I'd have a light underneath. Well, I could move the little pieces, I could move this glass, I could move the light underneath. And as I moved them around, all kinds of strange and beautiful optical form would form into space. So I just experimented for 3 years. I believe light is the source of everything. Light to me is radiant energy. It's what makes things visible to the eye. It's what holds a rock together. Light is what makes anything what it is. My thinking is profoundly affected by this belief that everything is some form of radiant energy. And so light to me is maybe the most profound truth in the universe. I have always had an enormous curiosity and excitement about nature. At first I was excited more just to see different things. I was really just photographing what I was seeing on the surface, and then I began to have feelings about things that I knew existed beneath the surface. What you see, you think that's the way it is, therefore you photograph it that way. Well, I question this. So this scene is what I saw. All right, I didn't like it, still don't like it, and wouldn't use it as a picture. But are there possibilities in it? So this is the second possibility. I don't change the camera. The scene is exactly the same, only I change the time in which it's taken. Now, this didn't satisfy me either. So I finally come to what I want, and it's this. Nothing has changed but my perception, and through my perception, changing my means to create a new picture reality, which is just as valid to me as the first one, only infinitely more interesting. I took this picture. This is the positive image, the way the rocks look to my eye. When I looked at the negative, these things that went in came out, and that excited me. I used to spend whole days here. Haunted the place for years. It's a place I come to enlarge myself. The world is not real this way. It's constantly changing. There are all kinds of subtle conditions of light, the way the water is. 50th of a second in an instamatic gives a totally different reality. The exciting thing is that I'm challenging the whole concept of what's real. I believe in a higher being. I don't know. But there must be a cause for things that I don't understand, which I respect and search for. People don't like to face the realities of things because there are many realities not easy to face. But as soon as you accept the fact that the only thing that you can develop are your realities, then you can face anything. Well, having cancer, what do I want to do? Do I want to sit around and think about it? I want to think about the things I'm interested in. I'm not worried about it. I know it's inevitable. And this concept I've had of reality and existence has kind of carried over into the family. They're kept so busy they're going crazy. And I keep them busy. It's normal that they're unhappy situations surrounding it. Well, you just meet them and get them over with. And again, I come back to that idea of reality. Each one chooses reality. Why make yourself miserable about things you can't do anything about? It makes no sense. The point that we all get to is we come to an end and there's a change. And we don't know what it is. Unfortunately, my love of our kind of feeling for light, I think there's just as much light in my ashes as in my body. I mean, without trying to be corny. It's a lot better to look at it positively than negatively, that's for sure. That's for sure.